Hi, I'm Claire Ridgway, and I'm doing this video. I started this channel because I've read that it's important to journal what I'm going through. And I thought if I did it as a video journal and actually did it on YouTube, then perhaps not only would it help me, but it'll help other people who are going through what I'm going through. And what I'm going through is what's termed as sudden hearing loss. And yes, that's how it's termed. That's my diagnosis, sudden hearing loss, which, is what it's what it says on the tin. Um, it all started last week. This is September 2025. Last Tuesday was at the 9th of September. On the Monday night, I'd been completely normal. No virus, no cold, no nothing, just completely normal. And on the Tuesday morning, I woke up and couldn't hear anything on in my right ear. And I thought, oh, I've got some wax in it. I also had a bit of vertigo, just a little bit, just feeling like I was in a bit of a dream world and everything was just a bit blurred at the edges, that kind of feeling, and not quite steady on my feet. But I thought, I've obviously got an ear infection or my ears got waxy. So I got my husband, Tim, to, put some drops down my ear to see if that would kind of clear it. And normally I hear that fizzing in my ear. And he did both ears, and I heard it fizzing in my left ear, and there was no sound at all in my right ear. So I thought this is rather odd. My doctor, my GP here in Spain, was on holiday. So I went to another town. We had to go and do some admin at the surgery. So I thought I'd use that opportunity to go in and see the doctor. So I went in to see her. She looked down into my ear and said there was no wax, no sign of any infections. And she just gave me anti-nausea tablets, antipsychotic tablets, actually. Sorry about the wind here. I do hope you can hear me. So I went home and took those tablets, and by the time I got home, my vertigo was even worse, and I was actually starting to vomit if I moved my head. I had to keep my head still, otherwise the whole world would go upside down. It was like I was on a roller coaster, and I thought that this just isn't right. So I was really, really quite poorly, and the tablets made it even worse. I couldn't keep the tablets down. So after a few days, nothing, my vertigo got worse, couldn't hear anything in my right ear. I decided to Google it. I'm a researcher and historian. That's what I do. So I'm kind of the queen of research. That's how I deal with things. And then I started sort of over the weekend. I found that sudden hearing loss seemed to be what I'd got really loud white noise in my ear, so tinnitus as well by this point. So tinnitus, vertigo, and no hearing overnight is sudden hearing loss. And it seemed to suggest that it was really important that I got seen straight away by an ear, nose, and throat specialist. So we went, I think it was Monday, as soon as we could. I'd lost hope in going back to the sort of GP. My surgery was still sort of closed here. So we went to a private clinic in a nearby town. And coincidentally, the ear, nose, and throat specialist of that private clinic, he only comes in one day a month, and he was there. And I got an emergency appointment with him. And he was fantastic. He gave me a hearing test, which found that in my right ear, I could only hear sound if it was around about 75 to 80 decibels. So not good, severe. They do it as mild, moderate, severe, profound. And I was in the severe bracket for hearing loss. And then he sat me down and talked to me. He said he was very, very sad that the doctor I'd seen hadn't told me to go straight to A&E, because it was imperative that I get steroid treatment straight away. The earlier you get it, the more hope you have of recovering some hearing. But he was frank and honest and said that best case scenario, I'll perhaps recover some hearing, but possibly not all of it. Probably it'll stay the same. But he told me to go to A&E the next day. He also told me that I should have an MRI because sometimes a mini stroke can cause it. And you can also get things like tumours on the auditory nerve. And he just wants me to rule out any nasties. So he told me to go to A&E. This was Monday night. He told me to go to Hopkins A&E here in Spain first thing Tuesday morning. So I did that. Got assessed in A&E, got given a steroid injection in a nasty spot, sort of near my hip, really horrible. And then got forwarded to the ear, nose and throat specialist who gave me another 2 hearing tests, one with normal headphones like I had done the night before, and then one with bone conductive headphones and normal headphones with background noise, sounded like pouring rain. And she didn't share the results with me. I didn't see them. But Tim, my husband, sort of looked over her shoulder and said they were pretty much the same as the test the night before. She had a student with her, and she just wanted, I'd been fitted in around people that had appointments, and I think she just wanted to get me out, really. She did prescribe the steroid tablets, 2 weeks worth of steroid tablets, and I've got quite a lot of medication as well for the vertigo. But really, she didn't have time to sit me down and talk with me, and kind of gave me no prognosis, just that in 2 weeks' time I'll probably get another appointment to assess me after I finish the steroids. So in the meantime, I've been reading up. I found lots of blogs and support groups, a book about sudden hearing loss as well by a blogger. I'll put the details in the description because I can't remember it offhand. But the research suggests that my hearing loss, which is severe, combined with vertigo and tinnitus, and the tinnitus is there all the time. Like at the moment, my head is just white noise. That the prognosis that I'm unlikely for the steroids to work, really, and that this hearing loss is probably permanent. I might regain a little bit. So that's where I am now, and the hospital didn't seem really interested in doing any more tests. So I'm trying to book a private MRI just because I want to rule out, if I've had a mini stroke, I want to know about it. If I've got a tumour, which they say these tumours are benign, but it's the fact that they can cause problems because they grow, and they're obviously growing on your auditory nerve in your brain. So I just want to rule out any nasties. But it's unlikely that I'll get to find out what the cause is. Apparently, in the majority of cases, they don't ever find a cause. It might be that a virus sparked it off. There's all sorts of things. But that's where I am now. I'm managing my vertigo better now. I know that I can't suddenly reach down to pick something up off the floor. I can sleep on my left-hand side, and that's fine. Before, when it first started, I couldn't turn over at all in bed without vomiting, but now I can move really slowly onto my back. And I experimented this morning with turning around on my right side very slowly and controlled, and that seemed to be okay-ish, a bit dizzy. But yeah, at the hospital, when I went to A&E, they went and got me a wheelchair because I was so unsteady on my feet, and the nurse said that she really didn't want me falling down and causing myself more damage. So the vertigo has been hard. It's been tough because there's a lot of nausea and the white noise. I'm beginning to feel quite isolated because there's just so much noise in my head, and it's really frustrating not being able to hear people and just having this constant presence in my head. So that's where I am at the moment. It's Thursday now, so it's been a week and 2 days since it happened. So it's early days, and who knows, the steroid treatment might work, and some people spontaneously do get their hearing back without any treatment at all. So you never know, but I'm just counting my blessings because I've got one ear that works. I'm a researcher, I'm a historian. I don't particularly need my ears for that work. It's more about reading, it's more about my vision. And I mean, look around me. I'm in a beautiful place. I've got a beautiful family. I've got loving and supportive friends. So I'm counting my blessings. But yeah, part of what I'm doing is I'm going to be journaling what happens. So at the moment, I'm on steroid treatment and yeah, high dose steroid treatment and medication for vertigo, which hasn't really done anything yet, but you never know. So that's where I am, and thank you for listening to my story. And I hope that in time that this video might help someone that's gone through what I've gone through, and just, you know, so that you know you're not alone, and Google it. There are so many resources out there. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me with like hearing aids, cochlear implants and that, but there's a lot in our modern era that can be done about these things to help us. So I feel hopeful. So that's where I am. Thank you for watching.